10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the rocket pool community. My name is Wack. Today is December 22nd, and we're going to get started here with some more information from the options draft thread. So for those of you who don't know, this is the thread where we share ideas and options about what we should do with the tokenomics going forwards, and this is the place to be. You know, like if you care about what's going to happen next with Rocket Pool, especially going into the Saturn upgrade towards the end of next year, what we cover, you know, what gets talked about here now is going to have huge impacts on the future Rocket Pool. So please get involved. So talking about that, you know, I've been giving this some coverage over the last few days. So Seamus here had a sheet that he made saying he started this from the sheet as reference and built out some example calculations, and he says, let me see if anyone has any thoughts. So let's go and have a look at the calculations that he's been working on. And he says, I calculated some example scenarios using a simple distribution strategy where the total diverted yield gets split equally per mini pool. I think having some concrete numbers really helps show the dynamics of how this proposal could work. So there's an Excel sheet, and then you can click on that if you want. So there's a brief conclusion saying by choosing commission cut of 7% to ETH only node operators and 7% diverted to RPL staked node operators, you could introduce a competitive product to Lido CSM with around 1.5x return on investment versus solo staking with no RPL exposure, while providing significant yield boosts to RPL stake node operators. I did some example scenarios where the balancing effects can be observed. So it says shuffling around the existing node operator bonds, so no new node operators join. 1/3 ETH only node operators, 2/3 RPL stake node operators, half ETH node operators, half RPL stake node operators, and 2/3 ETH only stake node operators, with 1/3 RPL node stake node operators. And so there's an extreme scenario where 90% ETH only and 10% RPL. So with existing node operators stay exactly the same. The protocol grows with new ETH only node operators only. And then max growth, it says this leads to ETH only bonds being 6 times RPL staked bonds. So if you want to click on the numbers and go and have a look around with those, you can do that. And then in the Discord, then there was some discussions saying, you know, the solo cell, APR cell, and the commission cut to ETH only nodes, both the cells highlighted in orange can be changed to different values to see how it affects the rest of the sheet as well. And then there's some information there. And here then Luo Mink says, gonna have a closer look at that, and this says, I've been exploring the same concept of the past few days, explored a bit of the APR development for various staking ratios, and then showing what that might look like with Lido CSM as well, and then different types of validators and solo staking, and how those numbers might go. And then Mr. Nito came in and said, absolute noob to tokenomics, but I thought mini pool solely bonded by RPL, no ETH bonds. This would give RPL a yield in ETH and increase that capacity for new mini pools. For sure, I'm missing many important issues, but I would like to hear your thoughts on it. And then that issue, of course, has been talked about quite a lot, and there is it looks like it's not worth it basically for the protocol. However, you could do similar things of, you know, depositing your ETH into Rocket Split Marriage or into Node Set when that's live. So here Ramana says that's a cool idea, and he says, but imagine getting 14% on 32 ETH rewards. Wouldn't you buy RPL for some of that action? And then there was talk about, you know, how the amount is secured and the price of RPL fluctuates, etc. And then Val had some questions about Seamus's work and being different from Luo Minx's, and is it just you know, the same thing, or just or is it just flavors of the work? So it says it's the same concepts, only the numbers are different. I based off of Ken's inputs last September into the research no RPL bonded megapools thread. So there's different people working on some similar ideas. There's people bringing unique ideas, and there's a whole lot of different information that's being shared around right now. So that is all pretty exciting. But stay on top of this thread if you want to see what the information is looking like. Actually, if you just give me one moment, let me just open this and see what I can find. Let me show you this. Right, okay, so this is Samus's information that he had. So it's showing you all the different breakdowns and what the percentages look like, and where the rewards will go, and how it will all work out. So there's quite a lot of information here. So definitely go and give that a read if you are interested in seeing what it might all look like. And then there's some analysis here as well, like rent fee versus commission cut as well. So people are like really digging into this. People are really spending a lot of time thinking about these ideas, and I really want the community as a whole to kind of dig into these ideas and start sharing feedback and opinions on what the different situations look like. Okay, next we had some really cool info coming out of the vampire attack thread. For those of you who don't know, I've not covered this in quite a while. A vampire attack was this idea of people going to a pool and depositing their ST ETH into that pool, and then getting some vampire tokens in return, with also having their ST ETH swapped out to our ETH, or I think other forms of staked ETH that are more decentralized. So what we got here was, I said a couple of weeks ago, I said, where do we all stand with this? And Kaiser Merkel says, we need an audit and support to finish the our ETH output pipe. It could launch the proof of concept with only ETH output staking any day. Unaudited, need to decide on name and tokenomics too. So I said, tag me if there's any developments. So some of them, since then, there've been a bunch of discussion that's kind of been going on there, and about different names and different ideas and what it might look like. But then I got tagged in this thread today, and they said that they are now reaching the point where it's ready for audit and deploy. It could use some more public testers for the RETH pipe emissions and the public cycling functions. So here, they're just this over the last few days they've been working on it quite a lot. So Kaiser Merkel says we're one last bug ticket away from being deployment ready. We'll finish it tonight, hopefully. And then Kaiser Merkel says we fixed it. The RETH output pipe seems to work, destroying ST ETH and minting RETH. That feels good. And then here you have a screenshot of what it looks like as well. So there's the lie don't is the token name that they were working on before, and getting that into a working system. So people are saying they're going to start trying it out and make and then just little bits and pieces over here. So it looks like they're very close to a finished product, and it might be that we need some audit stuff to happen, and I'm not sure exactly what their plans are for audits, or whether they just want to stick with community auditing. But this is some really good stuff. So thank you, everyone. Okay, next we had this update from JT, who has been working on Rocket School, and he's got another little clip about Rocket School here. So he says, teaching best practices of securing your node, Rocket Pool node. Here's a clip where I did a great job to not reveal our password. So you can watch the video, and you can't hear what it's saying, but there's just like a little funny video about entering a password, and like our password is set to password 123, and then he kind of like covers it. But this is getting closer and closer to launch every day, and it's really exciting to see the amount of work that has gone into Rocket School, and like all the really cool stuff that they're doing with that. And I'm really excited for their launch, because I think it's going to be a really great product. And the whole team over at EV Mavericks has just done a great job with getting this work out there, right, and just doing really cool stuff with it. So congratulations, JT, and for the EV Mavericks team and everyone who's worked on Rocket School. I can't wait to see the product when it launches soon. Okay, next I've got an update from Thomas, who has been having issues with his ISP, as you all know, and Thomas's issues have been horrible. So yesterday we had a new development where he says, update on my ISP nonsense. I asked them to send me a contract for the high usage plan they want to put me on, and it states the overage cost is $10 per 100 megabytes, which works out to be $100,000 per terabyte per month. so that is just preposterous, of course. Like, it just doesn't make sense for that to be the case. And here's a screenshot of that breaking down, and it's just absurd what they are trying to get him to pay. And of course, he was tempted to start his own ISP in response, but what ended up happening was he talked to AT&T, and they seems like they can provide him a really good service for his needs. And he said, my final email to the ISP is, what do you guys think? And he says, hi, Anna. I talked to a network engineer from AT&T today and got a quote for a dedicated internet to my house that is substantially cheaper and includes free install and proper SLA with 99.999% uptime guaranteed and connection quality. The quote is attached. So he's saying that, I don't resell. I'm not breaking any terms and conditions. Like, I want to stay with, BTT's current service provider, but you guys are just being horrible. So what do you expect me to do? So I haven't seen any update since then from Thomas, just like some tweaking of the language. But if he gives another update to this saga, it's actually been a saga this week. So if he gives any update to the saga, I'll definitely give you guys more, another update on that, whatever happens next. Okay, finally, we've got some really good news coming out of the Ethereum, like the greater Ethereum protocol, and this is an update from Christine Kim and also from Tim Baiko, who are two really cool people. And Christine says this week the ETH devs set tentative dates for activating Cancun Deneb on all three public Ethereum test networks. The schedule for testnet upgrades is as follows. So on January 17th, we'll get Goli. On January 31st, which is 2 weeks later, which is really tight timing, which is amazing, we'll get Sepolia. Another week later, we'll get Haleshki. And then it seems like, if they keep the timings tight like that, we could get mainnet for Cancun Deneb for the end of February, but more likely sometime in the middle of March. But that is absolutely wonderful that, we're getting such great progress being made on this. Like the amount of shadow forks and research that's gone into all the work that's been done with this has been astonishing. Like whole lot of work has gone into this, and now that we're really close to the finish line, it looks like getting these couple of tweets as well. Tim Baiko saying, if no major issues arise, we look at the following schedule, and then the same dates, and then mainnet. So mainnet could happen in February in the best case scenario here, but most likely March. And it seems like the market is already catching wind of this, with the Arbitrum and Optimism tokens have had big pumps today in response to, I guess, this news, because they're the ones who are going to, and them and other layer 2s, of course, are the ones that are going to gain most traction into this upgrade, because they're the ones that will make most advantage of it. Fees going down 10x by like 90% basically on these layer 2s is going to be amazing for everyone in Ethereum. So the narrative's already starting to shift, I think, and today is just like step one in that. The next 10 weeks basically could be a really nice place to kind of lean into this and see what will come from it. So anyway, on that note, I want to thank you all for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community. Thank you all for supporting me during this year. I know that I'm still going to have some more episodes coming between now and the end of the year, but it's the holidays, and I might have an episode on Sunday, but definitely not on Monday, but maybe not on Sunday as well. It just depends on how many how much is happening basically between now and Sunday. But then I'll definitely be back on Tuesday and Wednesday, but then I'll be taking off sometime next week for the leading into the new year. So it feels like the end of the year kind of already. So that's why I'm saying thank you all for supporting during this year. And I hope you all have a wonderful holiday ahead and this holiday period. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you. Bye.